Spencer Turley, the sellout. What's up, my dudes? We got a big video right here, guys. Wanted to come on here and just let you guys know what's going on. Okay, so basically, I'm going to be getting the whole early access, early DLC, whatever the hell you want to call it, that YouTubers get for certain games out there, right? So I will be able to make content on certain things before they're actually out to the public. And I wanted to go in here and really explain what all is actually going on with this, because I don't want you guys to get the wrong idea or be like thinking all these thoughts that I know is going to go through your head instantaneously right now. Like all these things, you're gonna start thinking biased. You're gonna start thinking all these things. Like I'm gonna start sugarcoating stuff. You're gonna start thinking like, trust me, I know what the hell you guys are thinking. Okay, like I get it. So let me just explain what's actually really going on here. Okay, so basically, yes, there is a NDA non-disclosure agreement here, which is basically saying that, I can't like leak something before they've told the public unless they give me the ability to do that, right, in a video, and I can't like speak about what we privately talk about, me and Rainbow Studios and THQ and those guys. I can't like disclose stuff like that, but what I made very clear to Rainbow Studios community manager that I was talking to, I was like, hey, dog, you know who I am. You reached out to me, right? You know I'm a no sugarcoating, tell it like it is, tell people exactly what I'm thinking with no restrictions. Like that's everything that I do. So I made a big point to this guy, like, man, I'm not going to change who I am, right? Like I'm still going to say whatever the hell I want to say. You can come out with a new DLC and give me early access or whatever it is, and if I have to shit on it, I'm going to shit on it. Like I straight up told the dude, I was like, hey man, like I'm just making sure this non-disclosure agreement is not saying that I can't say something about it or that I have to say positive things about it. It's not like that at all, guys. So he made that very clear to me that yes, I can still say whatever the hell I want to say as long as I'm not like leaking anything, you know what I mean? Any like newer DLC that hasn't really been announced yet and stuff like that. So just want to make that really clear. Yes, you guys are going to start seeing, some of the early access stuff from me, but you're still going to be getting the same old Spencer Turley real ass opinions on it. And let me just tell you this right now, okay? I don't care. Like, just because they're giving me early access DLC or whatever, I don't give a shit. That's not going to change how I'm going to speak on their game or how I'm going to talk about whatever DLC they're coming out with or whatever the hell it is. I'm still going to say it just like I've always said it. There's going to be no difference. Like, I'm not scared of them dropping me off of their early access program or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Like, I don't care. I care way more about giving you guys the real opinion versus giving you a fake biased opinion ever. So, if I have to go in there and shit on something and they want to take me off of their early access program, then that just is what it is. I don't really care. Like, I'm going to keep it real with you always, you know what I'm saying? But, so I just want to make that really clear. But this is just a example of how badass MX versus ATV and the Rainbow Studios and the newer team and all that they got going on. This is just an example of how awesome that they really are. And of course, people are going to be like, oh, you're just biased because now you got the early access, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I don't care about that. That doesn't really mean anything to me. It's one of those things. I'd be making that content anyways, but now they're just giving it to me like a day or two early, right? So that's kind of the difference, you know what I mean? But I'd be making that content anyways. So to me, it's just kind of a win-win in every way. It's a win for them. They're getting more exposure to whatever it is, and it's a win for me because I'm getting early stuff that not every other YouTuber has, so I'm going to be able to be uploading, more one-of-a-kind exclusive type content in that sense. So, but what's so badass about MX versus ATV is they know who the hell I am. They know I'm a real talker. They know I've shit on their games multiple times before, and I've said good things about their games multiple times before, but they still want to go in there and give me early access and believe in what I'm doing. That just shows how they're not scared. You understand what I'm saying? They're not scared of what I would say. They're not scared of their own product that they're making, right? For instance, Milestone Games would never give me early access anything because they don't want me to go in there and give the real ass opinion on it. You see what I'm saying? They would never do that. Whereas MX vs. ATV, they're doing this. It's it's really proving a big point, right? And like I say, no matter what company it is, no matter what game it is, no matter what the hell it is, ever, doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm thinking about it. Like I'm saying, I don't care. It doesn't mean that much to me. I guess the end of the day is what I'm saying. I'll take being real over getting early DLC. So if they ever want to drop me because I said something too negative or whatever the hell, that's okay. Like I don't care. It's fine. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not over here like, oh my God, I need to be not saying anything too negative. Don't want them to drop me. Oh shit. Like I don't want to be I'm over here being super biased. I don't want them to drop me, right? It's not like that, guys. It's not at all like that. And you'll see that in the future. Odds are they're probably going to come out with something in the future that I'm not necessarily going to like, right? And I'm going to come in here and straight up tell you what the hell's going on like I've always said. So that's where we're at here. But just wanted to let you guys know, right? But this is really cool. Shout out to them for believing in my channel enough to do this. I know I'm not like a huge YouTuber on YouTube yet. I'm not like, up past 50,000 subs. Typically, you just about have to be 50,000 or more to start getting this sort of access on these bigger games like this. So it's really cool that they believed in me at this size, and it's going to be a really cool thing to be able to cover that stuff that I would have covered anyways, but just earlier, and getting more exposure and giving them more exposure. It's literally a win-win in every way that you could think of it. But of course, people are going to start getting these weird, and people already have thought that I have this sort of biased love towards MX versus ATV, and I have this biased hate towards Milestone. No, it's called, I think the MX versus ATV games are just better games than the Milestone games. And I think the Milestone games just have way more problems than the MX versus ATV games. That was my sort of standpoint from the jump. So don't ever forget that. Don't ever think, oh, well, he's getting early shit from MX versus ATV now, so that's why he's doing all that. That's why he's saying all these things. No, bro. I've had that sort of mindset from the jump. I just think the games, MX vs. ATV games are better. You're getting way more content. Obviously, the graphics may not be as good. That's like one of the only things, or the, all that official nature of shit may not really be there in the MX vs. ATV games, but the overall freeness of the whips, the overall fun factor, the overall jump fun factor, I'm specifically talking about All Out right now, right? And then if you want to go back to Reflex and Unleashed, Untamed, all that kind of shit, even better for MX vs. ATV, right? But I just think the games are better in every way other than, obviously, graphics. You can kind of sort of argue that. Graphics are just different, really, in the Milestone games, but that's my opinion on the MX vs. ATV games. I couldn't give a shit if what they were doing for me early DLC-wise or whatever. It doesn't even matter. It literally does not even matter at all. That's going to be my opinion because that's the way the games feel to me. You understand what I'm saying? But of course, the haters have to have something to run on, so then they're going to run on, I'm just an MX vs. ATV biased fanboy, and I can never like a Milestone game, even though I've said multiple positive things about the Milestone games, and when they improved on Supercross 2 with the jump skill gap, said all of that shit. When they did an update with the whips, said that was a great change. All these things I say, it's just funny how they get those sort of ideas, and then if they can't say that, then they say I'm a MX Simulator fanboy and I can never like anything else. And then it's like, oh no, wait, you're a MX Simulator and a Reflex fanboy and you couldn't like anything else. And they're like, no wait, you said something positive about this thing. Oh no, you're just a fanboy about that, and you could never say anything negative about those games and shit, even though I've said multiple hundreds of negative things about MX Simulator and MX vs. ATV over the years. Hundreds of things. Have you not seen my fucking rant videos on the road of MX Simulator here recently? Good God, bro. Like, I say just as much negative shit about that as I would anything. And some of the things they've come out with in MX vs. ATV, and my absolute hate towards MX vs. ATV Supercross and everything about it, right? It's not a biased nature in I just like this because it's that game company. It's not that at all, but people got to, like I say, they got to run on something. You know what I'm saying? They got to make something out of nothing, and that's part of being a hater. Like, that's what they do, you know? You got to understand that's what they do. Like, that's kind of their whole MO, man. So either way, just want to get on here, at least give you guys a heads up on what the hell's going on, so you're not like, holy shit, what the hell? I thought you were a real talking dude. Now you're biased about shit. It's not that at all, and you're gonna see it. I'm just telling you right now, you may not see it in the first couple videos I make or whatever, but you're eventually going to see me again go on a rant or a negativity spill on MX versus ATV again at some point. I'm sure it will happen, right? They'll do something that I'll be like, what the fuck? And so you'll know I'm not being just biased because I'm getting early access shit. You'll know. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you, you'll sooner than later figure out that it's not that way. But either way, man, yeah, I just had to come in here and explain that because people get the wrong idea real quick, whole squad, on that real shit when you start getting stuff like they get these ideas like you're being paid under the table to say this or say that or all this weird shit. And there's probably some big YouTubers that are getting that sort of treatment. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're on Dr. Disrespect's level or whoever the hell, way up there, huge subscriber count people, right? You probably are getting people that are offering like, $100,000 deals to say a certain thing about something. I mean, I'm sure that's going on, but I'm just saying that's not what this deal is between me and MX versus ATV. It's not that at all. Just making that clear. It's not that at all. So either way, that's all I got to say in this video, boys. Really excited to see what comes in the future with all of this and how far we can push it. So, yeah, I'm happy to give them the extra support and the extra exposure, right? Because they've been working hard on their games just like I've been working hard on my YouTube channel, right? We're very funny how we're the same in a lot of ways, but it's so badass that like MX versus ATV can take my criticism. It's kind of it's a proving factor that they are going to put me on their early DLC sort of system program, whatever the hell you want to call it, early access program, right? It's kind of like a proving factor in, okay, Spencer Turley is the realest talking motherfucker out here in the motocross game community. You can't really deny that at this point. You may disagree with me, but you can't deny that I say it realer than any of these other motherfuckers even come close. You cannot deny that. So MX vs. ATV knows that. Everybody knows that, right? That's why I have lots of haters and lots of lovers. You know what I'm saying? Because I say it to a hardcore extent, right? So it's just so badass that MX vs. ATV is not scared of me. You know what I mean? They're not scared to go in there and do something like that. They're not scared to say, I can still say whatever the hell I want to say, right? They know what's up, you know? I just can't explain how badass that is compared to what a lot of other companies are. They're so worried about what somebody's going to say, and they can't take that negative criticism. They can't take that, even if it's hardcore. I ain't talking about what these other YouTubers do where it's like, well, I don't know if I really like that as much, but I really love a lot of the other things. I ain't talking about that shit. I'm talking about, yo, fuck this shit, right? Like, don't buy this or whatever the hell. You know what I mean? When you're really going off on something, that's when a company can withstand that and take that and not be scared of that. It really says something about the company and what they believe in and how much passion and belief in what they're doing, and faith in what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? There's a lot to it there. So I'm just saying it speaks volumes for MX versus ATV doing this for me, for what kind of person that I am and what my track record and history is on YouTube of the real talking shit, right? It just, you got to understand what that means, you know? So either way, shout out to MX vs. ATV for this. This is awesome. Really, really cool. So appreciate all the support, guys. We'll be back on some videos for show, though. Working hard every day at it. You know what it is. So appreciate all the support. Appreciate all the comments, all the love, all the messages, all of the donations, all of the likes, everything you guys do for me. It means the world to me for sure. So yeah, man, either way, later, my dudes.